Hey guys, welcome to Learn, and in this tutorial I am going to teach you how to make your first application. So I'm going to provide you with basic skills on how you can be able to create your first iOS app. So for you to get started, you need to have Xcode installed in your laptop, and to be able to install an Xcode you require a MacBook so that you can be able to learn it. So I'm going to show you how you can be able to download it, get started with it. I'm going to explain various sections about it, create our first application, and then finally we are going to learn our first app using a simulator or an emulator. You don't have to have a real device for testing. In this case, we are going to use an emulator. So to get started, go to your App Store, search for Xcode. So as you can see, it's the first application that is going to show. It's called Xcode and it's developer tools. Click on it. As you can see, I've already installed. If it's not installed, this button will be installed. So just a warning, this tool is super huge, so it might take several minutes to download and install. So once installation is successful, click open, and when you click open, you'll see a welcome window. So this window contains create a new Xcode project. You can clone an existing project by cloning. Maybe you have a project in your repository, so you can just clone it, or open a project or a file. This is when you have a project in your computer, you can just open it. So in our case, we are going to create a new project. When you click create new project, you'll have several project template to choose from. So in our you can create a multi-platform. You can create iOS, macOS, watchOS, tvOS, or others. In our case, we are going to create an iOS, and it's an app. You can create app, document app, game, augmented reality, sticker pack app, or iMessage app. So click iOS and then select app. Here you are required to provide the product name. So I'm going to say this is my test app. You are supposed to provide organization identifier. So if you have a domain, you just provide it in a reversed manner. So like my domain is learntech.net, so I'm going to say net.learntech, and then your builder identifier will be now your organization identifier plus the product name, which uniquely identifies your application. Then for the interface, you are supposed to select either you want Shift UI or Storyboard. In this case, I'm going to use Storyboard. Lifecycle, you are supposed to say whether you want UI kit app delegated. In this case, it's what you are going to use. The language that you are going to use is either Objective-C or Swift. In our case, I've selected Swift. Click Next. Select where you want your project to be stored, like where the project is going to be created. In this case, I select desktop and I select create. So as you can see, we have 3 panels. We have the navigation panel, we have the editor panel, and we have the details panel. We have tabs here at the top, and others will be here down when we start learning our project. So I'll start by explaining the navigation panel. So within the navigation panel, this is the name of our project. So when I click the name of our project, we have several tabs in the editor tabs, which you can do configuration. For example, the general one has the identifier, deployment information, app icons and launcher images, supported intents, frameworks. We have the signing capability, we have resource tag, information, and there are build setting, build phase, and build rules. So within a project, we have also the project directory now, and we have different Swift projects here. And you can see whenever I create any Swift file, it opens in the editor panel. So in the editor panel, you can be able to edit or change, add anything that you want in your project. So we have the view controller.swift. A view controller controls what the user is seeing in the screen of the your application. You have main story. It's a builder interface. You can be able now to add different items on your screen. We are going to work with this one. We have asset and assets. This is where you place all your assets, including images. We have launcher, launch screen, storyboard. It's also another sort of interface builder where you add different attributes to your screens. And then we have info and dot list. This is where now we do some configuration on your project. So I'm also going to explain different tabs found here. So this one, whenever you click it, it enlarges the editor panel. This one lands your project. This one stops. Here you have different test devices. You don't have to have an iOS phone for you to test your product. You can use different emulator provided by default. So in this case, I'm going to use iPhone 11 Pro, and then I'm going to learn our first project. As you can see in the main storyboard, we don't have any attribute on the screen. So when I learn it, I expect a plain screen to be showing. So let's learn and see. So build is successful. So here you have our emulator. It's here loading. So it's booting up. So once the booting is done, the application is going to install, and then we can see the different. So as you can see, the application has installed and launched. So in our screen, we don't have anything. It's a plain screen. So we are going to add some views on the screen so that we can test whether it's working as we expect. So I'm going to add a simple text. So I'm going to click this add button. As you can see, you can also be able to toggle the editor and also the attributes. You can enlarge the editor the subscribe button, and see you next time.